So here's the finished product, and this is what I'm going to be walking you through today. I hope you enjoy. I'll be talking you through my thought process and why I did what I did. Welcome to User and I, the channel where I explore all things UX and UI design. And today I'm going to be taking you through the onboarding screen that I built for my app, Fridge Reminders. The whole point of the app is to allow you to set reminders for foods that are in your fridge so you can prevent them from expiring. And when that's successful, you'll waste less food, you'll save more money, and you'll be able to make a difference in the environment. So what we see here is the first screen that we're going to land on after you've created an account. It's going to be really simple. It's got the logo, the strapline, and the get started button. And this screen is pretty much a data collection screen. This helps me understand exactly what the person's downloaded the app for, and in that way I can provide better features that allows them to hit this goal. Now what I could have done here in hindsight is added maybe a sentence just to show users that they can select more than one option, because as I look at this screen it's not immediately clear that you can select more than one option. For some reason when I was designing this as well, I had an absolute mare putting these pagination dots together. Auto layout just was not working as simple as it usually does, which is probably my fault to be honest, because it's been a while I've been in Figma. And of course, after having pagination dots, I had to think about how to get from one screen to another. Next up was another data collection screen, because the more you understand your user, the better you can provide them with an experience that makes sense for that user in particular. For that drop down arrow, I initially tried to create one myself, and then I thought, why reinvent the wheel? Now this screen here is all about asking the user for permission. There's certain things you need access to and you need the user to confirm. So rather than putting this screen later on in the process, I've popped it here in the onboarding. And then I had a brainwave of, you know what, the back button doesn't necessarily need to be text. And I think the arrows work really well actually. The decision to go alternating between the brand colors was deliberate because I do want to bring you into the brand as you go through the process in a seamless way. I wasn't quite happy with the pagination dots. I was still experimenting, and I think this is part of the design process because you'll build something or you'll design something. As you start designing something else during the process, you'll figure out, I could probably do something a little different. And I think this is where it started to take shape. I started to really prefer it. The circles just wasn't fitting with what the page was looking like. And of course the skip button. So some screens aren't going to be required for you to fill out. And I think it's important to give users the opportunity to skip a step to get through the process and give them what they actually came here for. At this point on the pagination dots, I was happy. The white just works really well, it's really clean, it's really simple, but unlike the circles, it's quite out of the way, it's quite subtle, which I really appreciated. And here are the full screens so far. At this point I wanted to add a bit of fun personalization for the user. And in looking at the full screens, I realized after they get started, they could just create an account. So then all the data that I collect after for the user can be tied into the account they've created. Now the mistake I made here whilst I was designing this is including a skip. I wouldn't want users to be able to skip creating an account, but I can take this out during development. form fields on the personalized screen are now quite different to the ones on the create an account screen. So I thought, let's standardize it, let's keep uniformity from the very beginning. And then it was just filling this gap for the screen about notifications, which I think works really well. It's probably one of my favorite screens on this onboarding process, if not the favorite. And as this is going to be the first page on the app, if you don't have an account, you need to be able to sign up. And that's pretty much my walkthrough. I'll see you on the next episode.